So I will start my introduction. Firstly, sustainable development refers to development that meets the needs of the present generation without compromising the ability of future generations to meet their own needs. This concept was introduced the World Commission on Environment and Development through the Berlin Report in 1987. The main idea of sustainable development is to achieve a balance between economic growth, social well-being, and environmental protections. In other words, development should not only focus on economic progress but also ensure that society benefits and that the environment is protected. This concept has become increasingly important because many countries are facing environmental challenges such as pollution and deforestation. Therefore, sustainable development serves as a guide for achieving long-term growth and improving quality of life. So next, sustainable development is supported by three main pillars, namely the economic, social, and environmental pillars. So the economic pillar focuses on achieving long-term economic growth through innovation, productivity, and efficient use of resources. It also encourages sustainable business practice to do not harm the environment. So second one is the social pillars that emphasize human well-being, equality, and social justice. It ensures that people have access to essential services such as education, healthcare, and a safe living environment. And lastly, the environmental pillar focuses on protecting ecosystem, conserving biodiversity, reducing pollution, and managing natural resources responsibly. These three pillars are closely interconnected. A weakness in one pillar can affect the others, which is why all three must be implemented together to achieve sustainable development.
Okay, now let's move to my part, which is Sustainable Development Challenge and Context. So for the 2.1 overview of environmental sustainability, as you can see on my slide presentation. Okay, first, protects natural resources and ecosystem for future generations. Second, reduces environmental damage caused by human activities. Third, supports sustainable development, economic stability, and social well-being. And lastly, important in developing countries facing rapid industrialization, urbanization, and population growth. So let me explain a little bit about this. So environmental sustainability refers to the protection and responsible management of natural resources to ensure they are preserved for future generations. It basically aims to reduce environmental degradation, conserve ecosystem, and also promote the sustainable use of resources. In nowadays, or in today's world, rapid industrialization, urbanization, and population growth have increased pressure on the environment. This has led to serious issues such as pollution, climate change, and also resource depletion. Therefore, a healthy environment is very important because it supports social well-being, economic growth, and also long-term sustainable development. Okay, now we are on my second slide for my part, which is 2.2, environmental challenges in developing countries. First, deforestation. Forests cleared for agriculture, urban development, and also industries. Causes biodiversity loss, soil erosion, and also climate change. Last, for deforestation, increases greenhouse gas emissions due to reduced carbon absorption. So let me explain a little bit. Okay, one of the major issues is deforestation, as I mentioned before. Forests are being cleared for agriculture, urban development, and also industrial activities. This leads to biodiversity loss, soil erosion, and climate change, as fewer trees are available to absorb carbon dioxide. Another major issue is pollution. Pollution can be divided into air, water, and land. Air pollution comes from factories, vehicles, and open burning, which affects human health. Water pollution occurs when waste and chemicals are discharged into rivers and oceans, harming marine life and public health. Last, land pollution is mainly caused by improper waste disposal, especially plastic waste. So basically, pollution was caused by rapid development and population growth, such as air pollution, water pollution, and land pollution. So solution include better regulation, waste management, and also public awareness. Okay, next 2.3 environmental initiatives. I take two countries, which is Malaysia and Indonesia. For Malaysia, first, no plastic bag day campaign, green technology master plan, recycling and waste management programs, and also expansion of renewable energy. What I mean here is, like in Malaysia, we have several initiatives have been introduced, such as as I mentioned before, no plastic bag day campaign, the green technology master plan, recycling programs, and the development of renewable energy like solar power. All these activities, basically, usually have done by the government or public community. Yeah. So for the Indonesia, there are forest conservation and reforestation programs. Also, stricter control of illegal logging and forest burning, promotion of biodiesel and renewable energy, and marine conservation initiatives. Okay, what I mean here is in Indonesia, their efforts include reforestation program, stricter laws against illegal logging, promotion of renewable energy such as biodiesel, like I mentioned before, and also marine conservation programs to protect ocean ecosystems. Okay, let's jump into the last slide of my part, which is 2.4 relevance to Sustainable Development Goals or SDGs. These initiatives are closely related to the SDG, which is SDG 12, focus on responsible consumption and production through recycling and waste reduction, while SDG 13 focuses on climate action by reducing carbon emission. Meanwhile, SDG 15 may focus on protecting life on land, including forest and biodiversity. Okay, as you can see at the slide, SDG 12, responsible consumption and production, which encourages us of efficient use of resources and reduction of waste. Also support recycling program by reduce plastic consumption. Okay, SDG 13, climate action, focuses on reducing carbon emission and combating climate change. Also promotes renewable energy and environmental protection initiatives. Lastly, 15, life on land, aims to protect forests, biodiversity and national ecosystems, support reforestation and conservation efforts to preserve wildlife habitats. So that's all from me. Thank you.
Assalamualaikum everyone. My name is Muhammad Umar Hakim bin Abu Bakar. This slide explains the strategic action plan, which is a roadmap that help an organization achieve its goal. First, under goal and objective, the main goal is to reduce carbon emission by using renewable energy instead of fossil fuel. For example, using solar energy and electric vehicle. Another goal is sustainable consumption, which means reducing waste and pollution. For example, industry can use eco-friendly technology and reduce plastic usage. The final goal is awareness and environmental protection. For example, universities can organize environmental seminar and communities can help stop illegal logging. Next, for stakeholder identification, everyone has a role. The government create policy and provide funding. The private sector invest in green technology. NGO organize tree planting activities. School and communities can practice recycling and save electricity and water. International organizations such as the UN and UNDP provide financial and technical support. In conclusion, environmental sustainability can only be achieved when all stakeholders work together toward the same goal under potential barrier. There are several challenges that need to be overcome. One challenge is high cost, as government often need to prioritize healthcare, education and poverty reduction before investing in green technology. Another challenge is weak enforcement, where environmental policy may not be fully effective due to poor monitoring or corruption. We also face socio-economic pressure such as rapid urbanization and population growth, which increase energy demand. In addition, climate risk and technology gaps can make implementation difficult. For example, flood, drought, and limited access to advanced technology may slow down progress. Moving to leadership and accountability. Strong leadership is essential for long-term success. The government must ensure transparency and enforce environmental law. The corporate sector should adopt cleaner production method and publish sustainability report. The community can support environmental goals through activities such as recycling campaign and community clean-up program. At the global level, international cooperation is important to provide funding and share green technologies. In conclusion, while there are challenges to achieve sustainability, strong leadership and cooperating from all stakeholders can help overcome this barrier and ensure long-term success. Thank you.
Hi, for this section, I will be presenting section 4.0, Evaluation of the Plan. Starting with the pros, one of the biggest strengths of this strategy action plan is that it involves multiple stakeholders, not just the government, but also the private sector, NGO, local communities, and educational institutions. We know that no single party can solve environmental issues alone. The plan is also well aligned with SDG 12, SDG 30, and SDG 50, which means the direction taken is practical and achievable, not just theoretical. However, the plan does have its weaknesses. One major issue is the lack of clear and measurable targets. Without specific number or time frames, it is difficult to measure whether the plan is actually working. Enforcement is also a serious concern. In Malaysia, environmental prosecutions dropped significantly from 1,064 cases in 2010 to only 254 cases in 2015. In Indonesia, even after the forest moratorium was introduced, deforestation still continues in nearby unprotected areas. Finally, we also need to look at this from an ethical perspective. Sustainable development is not just about policies. It is also about moral responsibility. Based on the principle of intergenerational equity, we have a duty to protect the environment not only for ourselves, but for future generations as well. Without genuine commitment from all parties, even the best design plans can still fail. Thank you. That's all from me.
In conclusion, sustainable development is essential in balancing economic growth, social well-being, and environmental protection. While countries such as Malaysia and Indonesia have introduced various initiatives to address environmental issues, several challenges still need to be overcome. Therefore, achieving sustainable development requires continuous effort, strong governance, and effective cooperation among governments, private sectors, NGO, and local communities. Through collective responsibility, environmental protection, and long-term sustainability can be ensured for future generations. Thank you.